Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Wanda. Hi. In this video, I'll be working with printable shrink sheets. This product is available in white, translucent, and glow in the dark. I'll be using the white sheets. The size is A4, 8.5 by 11 inches. Throughout the video, I'll explain a little bit more about these sheets. Let's head over to Design Space. I'll be selecting New Project, Blank Canvas, Upload. Once here, select all the images you want. And once you have the images, select Add to Canvas. Now all the images will come in on the canvas. You can resize them all at once by grabbing them and resizing. When working with shrink wrap, I usually like my images to be pretty big. The finished product size will be reduced by 46% after heating. In order to have the machine cut around our image, we need to create an offset. My offset will be 0.069. You can play around with it till you're satisfied. Once you're satisfied, select Apply. Another thing you can do is change the color of the offset. You can do that by selecting Operation and selecting the color. Now highlight Offset and Image and flatten. You can resize the image again if you're not satisfied with the size. And now just proceed to repeat the same steps with all the images. To print these, I'll be using an inkjet printer. You can also use markers, colored pencils, or colored powder. To cut this material, you can use a cutting machine or scissors. To shrink this material, you can use a heat gun or an oven. TechWrap says that the application of heat shrink sheets is very versatile. It is most commonly used for crafts such as ornaments, keychains, and stands. It can also be used to create jewelry, rings, hair clips, and a variety of other craft items. And once you're done, select Make. You can save it as a project. In my case, I won't. And as you can see, we have 2 sheets to print out. You can select each image and move it a little bit over, just to make sure they're not overlapping. And let's do the same with the other sheet. Let's move it far away from each other. And there we have it. Now we can select Continue, Send to Printer, and Print. Once here, select the printer you'll be working with. I will be turning the bleed off, and I'll turn Use System dialog on, and then Print. You will get a small box behind Design Space, so go to the back and select it. Select Media Quality and select the quality to be the best, and Print. Alright, let's take our sheets out. We'll be working with 2 sheets, so we need 2. TechWrap always sends out instruction sheets. Take a few minutes and read through them. As I mentioned, I'll be working with white sheets. And in case you're wondering which is the print side, this is the back and this is the print side, the matte side. To cut my material, I'll be using a strong grip mat. I'll be placing my design with this arrow to the corner of the mat. This is the way Design Space says it's gotta go. Before starting the cut, make sure it's sticking to your mat. To set base material, let's select Browse All Material. And on the search bar, I'll type in plastic. This is a setting I created for this material. I will scroll down to Shrink Plastic and select that one. When cutting this material, I always apply more pressure. Before removing your material, make sure it cuts through. If the cut didn't go through, press the play button again. Remember, all machines cut differently. And to remove our material from the mat, hold your sheet down and pull your mat upwards. Be very careful since this material is a little bit fragile. I'll be showing you how to remove one on camera. I'll do the rest off of camera, so the video's not as long. Find a spot that's a little bit open and slip your nail in. Slip your fingernail all the way around, just like this. And there you have it. This is what works for me. It might not work for you, but give it a try. And with that being said, here's all our images ready. Now, I was debating whether to do a hoe while on Design Space or using this tool. So I opted on using it with you. I just wanted to show you how easy it is to use it. Just find the perfect spot to make your hole. Once you have it, just punch through to create the hole. I assure you this is very easy to do. I'll be using a heat gun to shrink these. To keep them from flying away, I'll be using this tin box. To get this to shrink, I'll be using a heat gun. I will also be using this flattening tool. Let's bring in our first image and put it inside the tin box. Run your heat gun for a couple of seconds to make sure the air is warm. And I'll also be using the small screwdriver just to keep it in place. Point your heat gun to the image and watch it start shrinking. Keep pointing the hot air to it till it stops shrinking. Once it stops very quickly, use your flattening tool to flatten it down. Try to do it very quickly, otherwise it'll get hard quick. If you think it's not flat, you can always blow some more hot air to it and use the flattening tool to flatten it down. And once you're satisfied, put it to the side and continue to do the same with the rest of the images. Now let's bring in a UV light. I'll be using some UV resin just to make sure that these last a long time. To protect my work area, I'll be using this silicone mat. I'll be using a lighter to get any air bubbles out. I'll be using just a small portion of UV resin on each one. I'll be using a popsicle stick to spread the resin, just to make sure it's evenly spread. When using any kind of resin, make sure to be in an open space. Make sure to wear a mask and make sure to wear gloves. When recording the video, I wasn't wearing any gloves, but I assure you I was not in contact with any resin. To get rid of the air bubbles, I'll be using this torch lighter. And to get the resin to dry, I'll be doing 60 seconds of light. I'll be doing 30 seconds first, and then I'll turn the mat around and do 30 seconds. Another thing I did was let my pieces dry overnight before touching them, just to make sure I didn't get any fingerprints on them. And now to assemble them, we can bring in our pliers and our jump rings. And lastly, I'll be using this key ring. I'll be using some silver jump rings. So let's try and find some. Although I remember buying some big jump rings just for this project, but like always, last minute I couldn't find them. So I'll just go with these. These are pretty small, but they will work, or we'll make them work. I did struggle a little bit to get the 7 charms into one key ring. So I do recommend you use more key rings. Other than that, I was able to print out some cute cartoon pictures onto this material for some cute charms to put on my purse that remind me of my kids whenever I open my purse. They turned out really cute. So, if you watched to the end and you liked the video, don't forget to give us a like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye bye.